Hello all, how you doing out there? Okay, right, so I've decided to run a live stream today and hope you can all hear me all right over there. Oh, someone's already chatting to me. Hello, who's that? Let's have a look. Sim Curves. Hello, Sim Curves. How are we doing? Hope you can hear me all right there. And yeah, so there is a new beta out of Automobilista 2. So as you can see from the bottom right hand corner of my screen down here, we're now on version or beta version 1.5.0.7 build 2386. Lots of improvements, but it's still ongoing. And oh, hang on a minute. Hello, Kevin. Just stumbled at this on the right time doing some editing. Will watch as I work. Okay, Kev, cool. Well, I hope you can get some useful information out of this. It's going to be a little bit unlike my usual live streams. I'm not running a server at the moment as such. Maybe I'll do that at the end or something like that. I'm not sure. But this is just going to be, you know, looking at the beta because, of course, the beta isn't available to everyone. Only those in the Paddock Club. And this is the normal beta, not for public release beta, so I can talk about this. And so I thought I'd give those people who don't have the beta an idea of what's coming along. We've got lots of AI improvements I'm going to be looking at, and updates to track AI lines, physics improvements, more tyre tread improvements as well. Sim Curves just waiting for the stream. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that's the other thing, Kevin. I thought, you know, if people, you know, they've got access to the beta, but they can't use it at the moment because they're working or whatever, I can. So I thought I'd do that. So this new beta, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what's been updated. So you can't see this, so you're just looking at my Automobilista 2 screen there, but I'm going to the Automobilista Reza site here. And I can tell you that in the update notes, so in general, in the patch notes, they have added multiplayer logging to help debugging common multiplayer reliability issues. So hopefully when people make a bug report and they do a bug splat, it'll send Reza information. Full course yellows. The safety car no longer leaves the pits in a conflicting situation when leaders are speeding by on oval tracks rather. So basically the safety car, if a full course yellow comes out and the leaders are already passing where the safety car comes out, it will stop and wait for them to go past rather than causing that horrific super slowdown situation where it pulls out anyway and they all slow down just unrealistically fast and you end up going into the back of them. And I have already seen this working, so I had a quick test run and it's brilliant. So if that happens during one of the races I'm going to run, we'll quickly pop out and go and look at the safety car in the replay situation so we can see it in action. So that apparently fixed, they've fixed the issue where the detection of illegal overtakes during a full course yellow would keep track of the wrong driver. So you'd follow, it would tell you to follow a certain driver, but if you went past them, it would bump you up the order. It wouldn't keep the order. And it wouldn't remove the illegal overtake message once the correct driver could be ignored. Also, severely damaged vehicles are no longer prevented from pitting. The pit entry is now is closed on long oval races. Pit open label will now be displayed for severely damaged vehicles. Damaged vehicles no longer penalised for not staying with the leaders. That's great news. We'll see if we can get an example of that. Maybe that will mean that the AI also, when you see them get severely damaged, they just retire. Maybe now they will properly pit. They've fixed a bug where a vehicle, AI or player with auto pit on could get stuck in the garage in single player in practice or qualifying if another vehicle was within a blocking distance near it. So hopefully that will help things in the pits. Let's see, physics wise, tyre tread fine-tuning for several classes listed above, and this is quite a big thing. I'll come into that later. Force feedback revisions to the P1s, Gen 1 and 2, Cadillac DPI, Stock Car Brazil, 2009 to 2109 to 2023, Super V8, Porsche Cup, Formula 3, Formula Inter, Copa Trucks, Vintage Touring Cars Tier 2, and Kart Cross. I have already heard from someone on the forums that the Cadillac DPI feels much better. Revised ideal brake range for all cars. So I'm not sure what that means. Maybe we'll try and find out. Maybe brake range for all cars means the operating temperature in which they operate best. We'll have to have a look. Revised turbo altitude scaling. Balance of performance for GT3s, GT4s and GTEs. So that obviously will mean that certain altitudes, thicker or thinness of air will change the way in which the scaling of how much the turbo performance increases or decreases depending on the air for all of those classes. So that's GT3, GT4, GTE. Corrected default final gear ratios for some of the Formula Classics. I can tell you that the final gear ratio, there is a problem with the Corvette C3R in the Classics. Bear with me 1 second. I've got a door opening over here for some reason. That's wind going through the house. Okay, moving doors by themselves like a ghost. Ooh. Yeah, the Corvette C3R from the classic touring cars, that still has the wrong final gear ratio. You can still only get about 155 out of it. So that's still to be revised because it should be about 180. Can tell you it feels good though, because as I said, with the vintage touring cars, the force feedback has been updated, and I give it a quick test. It does feel good. Fixed G55 Super Cup sharing same tyres as the GT4 model, because they are slightly different in dimensions for the Super Cup. Now AI, AI lines have been redone for several track layouts. And there's a full list which I've got up here, and I can tell you it is extensive. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Over 19 tracks have had their AI lines changed. So, let's have a look here. Also, where are we? Disabled all track-specific AI grip multipliers. And so apparently that means the performance variations are now to be sorted exclusively via the AI paths. So hopefully that just means they'll be improved. AI brake application has been adjusted, so we're going to get out on track and see what that means exactly. Adjusted behavior under blue flags to prevent AI from moving erratically when they're out on the lap. I guess that means that if you're coming up behind them and they're getting a blue flag, they won't just shift over and change their lines erratically, hopefully. Reintroduced function to minimize AI from going off track. So that's good, because I know a lot of people complain that they do cut corners and stuff a bit too much. We'll see how that helps. AI calibration passes for all classes that have received the tyre tread updates. I'm going to go into the tyre tread updates in a moment. Tracks, Alton Park has had an adjustment to one of the tyre bundles. There's several little graphical improvements. And one of the off-track track penalties at Spa near Blanchimont for the Spa 2020 and 2022 tracks has been revised. Completed VR cameras for all the RX tracks, so that's good for those of you in VR. Maybe that means that we can't test in VR today. I'm having a problem with VR, but maybe that means that all of the trackside cameras, you can now look around properly in VR. Vehicles, cameras, onboard cameras have been adjusted for the Corvette C8 Z06 and F-Dirt. I can tell you that the C8 Z06, which is the supercar in the street cars section, that still has a jack in the box. There's an issue with that car. I went straight to it to find out, where if you stop it, put your foot on the brakes, take your foot off the brakes, the car standing still, it'll start bouncing around. It's a bit weird, but Reezer are aware of it, because I let Mr. Crimson Eminence on the forums know. Posted a video of that. And there's the Metal Murrow AGRs Gen 2s. There's a windscreen issue in the rain. That's been fixed. Stock car 2023 fixed brake disc glow issue. LODs and tail light issue adjusted height offset and driver's leg positions. Stock car Corolla 2023 changed steering wheel position, adjusted driver position and animation, adjusted cockpit view, fixed UV map on inner tyre walls. The Mercedes CLK LMGT1 has been adjusted so driver and animations now use paddle shift, but apparently they've already looked into this and realised that that particular model did use a stick shift sequential, so apparently they're changing that back. That's already been a discussion on the forums, so they're aware of that. Lotus 23 fixed low-res artifacts on the dirt and damage texture. Now, this is good. The Rocco, the little Rocco in the prototypes, has had driver animations added, adjusted gear shift mesh, and most importantly, because this car had no dirt or damage showing on it visually, they've now added dirt damage textures, revised collisions, and detached front fenders, added damage models. So we'll have a look at that. Right, so going to the tyre updates. So basically what Reza have said is that the tyres on all the cars in the game are receiving a further pass to fine-tune work done that was done on the rundown to version 1.5. They've said that they've discovered even more about the tyre model, because it sort of, everyone was raving about 1.5 when it came out. It felt great. Then they made a few updates and it sort of seemed to go a bit wayward again. Now they've sort of figured out that there are extra bits that they didn't know were there, and they are saying that it's going to now take a bit longer. So this is still in flux and will be updated over maybe the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure, but they've found even more out about the setter's carcass and tyre treads, and they're now saying the good news about it, that is, it's going to take a little bit longer, but the good news is that the major update to the physics is going to be even more major now. So that's all good news. So cars that have been updated with further fine tuning are all of the Formula USAs, including the 2023, all of the Formula Retros, all of the Formula Classics, P1 Gen 2 out of the prototypes, GTEs, GT3s, and I have actually tried one of the GT3 cars, feels a lot better already. GT4, GT5, GT Open, Ginetta G55 Super Cup, Ginetta G40 Cup. I've seen a message on the forum, someone saying that they've always loved them, but now they're out of this world, apparently, so we'll have to try those. Stock Car Pro Series 2023, Super V8, Formula 3, BMW M1 Pro Car, good, like that one. Group A, I've heard good news about those as well, and the hypercars, so stuff like the McLaren Senna and the Brabham, and there are classes, like I said, this is beta, so this is ongoing, so we've got classes here with updates that aren't finished but are drivable. Formula V10, Formula V12, V10 Gen 1, Formula Ultimate Gen 1 and Gen 2, Street Camaro SS, and the Porsche Cup. So they're not finished, but we might try them anyway. Apparently I heard someone say that the Porsche Cup feels much better, but there's no feeling of rumble strips or curbs, so I guess that's just because they're not quite finished. They've also said there are classes with partial work in progress tyre updates, and they should be ignored until completed, so maybe we'll stay away from them. That's the rental car, shifter car, the GX 390 car, supercar, and Group C. Oh, damn, I really wanted to try those, but we'll have to leave those out for the moment. I do like the Group C's. There are cars that have unchanged physics with the tyres, so obviously they're good as they are. That's Formula Inter, Formula Junior, Cadillac DPI, Caterham 620R, Superlight, Soft, Super Soft, and Academy Caterhams, ACR Camaro, Formula Dirt, Formula Vintage Gen 1 and 2, Formula V, Formula V10 Gen 2, Opala Old Stock, and also stock cars 1979 Opalas and the 1986 Opalas, Stock Car Brazil 2019, Rallycross Kart Cross, Obviously, they're some of the newer cars, so you'd expect they already have really tightened up tyre physics. GT1's TSI Cup from the demo. Sprint cars, Copa Classics, FL and B. Copa Montana, Copa Fusca, Copa Uno, Formula Trainer Advanced. Prototypes 1, 2 and 4. 2, 3 and 4. The Lance Cup, Omega Stock Car 1999, Copa Trucks, Hot Cars, GT Classics, and touring car, vintage touring cars, tier 1 and 2, mini JCWs UK. Obviously, some of those cars, there's often things that are left out of the patch notes, so we might see how some of those handle anyway. But also, a lot of those cars, even though they've not got the tyre physics change, they do have some of the new force feedback. And finally, before we get into actually, driving somewhere and giving you something to watch. By the way, hello Mazza. I've just seen you say hello. Track updates. So to match the new tyre tread, this is a list of the tracks that have also received AI path redos, and we're going to be looking at some of these specifically. That is Adelaide Historic, Cadwell Park, Daytona Speedway, Fontana Speedway, Gateway Speedway, Indianapolis Speedway, Indianapolis Road Course, Jarpegua Historic 1988 and 2005, and also the Oval, Jerez Historic, Kansai, Suzuka, Londrina, sorry, both layouts for Londrina. I'm very happy about that because I love that track. Kyalami Historic, Montreal Historic, Monza GP 1971, Alton Park International, great track, Spa, both 2022 and 1993. And Velo Park 2010. Velo Park's a brilliant little Brazilian track. Right. Just a note here in the forums, apparently someone said that they think Jerez Modern is missing from the list, and I've seen a reply from one of the devs saying that they will add Jerez to the list, the modern version, if they haven't done already. So Indianapolis Speedway is one of those tracks, and also the Formula USA all of the Formula USAs have the new tyres, and I have been racing a lot at I've been trying to make a VR video for you all, but I've been having terrible problems with VR just shutting down 10 minutes through a race if I'm recording using OBS. If I'm not using OBS, I can VR all day. So I don't know what's wrong there. But because of that, I've got very used to testing at that track. And as of the last update, it said that oval racing had been improved. And I've been racing at that track and a few of the other ovals. And the oval racing is so much better than it ever used to be. The only track that had major problems with Fontana, everything, all of this, before the last update, all of the Formula USA stuff at the ovals was just too slow, even at 120%. Now at 100% I can get a good race, but Fontana was still slow. So first of all, we're gonna set ourselves up, let's see, a 15-minute race at let's see here, at Indianapolis. So we'll try out, see how the AI, if they've improved even more here, what their behaviour's like. You'll get to see it as I'm racing. We're in the Lola Mercedes from the Formula USA Gen 3, so we'll see how that feels. These are my rules and regulations, full rules going on there. And we're going to be going out. I've been testing at this track with the skill level at 100, max aggression, and always with me starting middle pack, so we're going to do exactly the same thing. I have been doing 20-minute races, but we'll just do 15 for the sake of the video on a heavily rubbered in track. Oh, and just to make things easy for myself, we're going to be using full damage with medium scaling. So let's hope I don't crash and muck it all up. So let's load up the track. I'm very much looking forward to this because, like I said, I've been absolutely loving the racing around here, especially in VR. The sense of speed in VR is just like nothing else. And I've got all of my haptic motors working in my seat, so I'll be feeling everything through the seat, but also the new force feedback. and tyre physics of this car. So, like I say, if the safety car comes out, we'll pause the game and or the sim and have a look at the safety car's behaviour as well.
You'll need to get on with this.
I have accidentally been racing around here with far too much fuel against the other cars, so I'm going to keep my fuel at the same level just to make it a fair test from what I'm already used to. So, hopefully, let me know in the comments if you can, in the live chat here on YouTube, if you can hear my voice above the sound of the car, because I don't know how loud it's going to be for you. If it's too loud, I'll pause it, lower the volume levels. But we are just about ready to go. I'll just adjust my screen here a little bit. Okay, right, let's give it a go. So we're going to see how the AI are and how the car now handles. We're starting a rolling start without a formation lap. Now, I did find previously that with the car as it was, you've got to be very careful accelerating in first gear. So let's see how that is now. We're out to go green. Here we go. Oh, a little bit of a wobble, but oh, much more controllable under acceleration is the first thing to notice about these new tyre tread updates. Got a car on my outside there, already been overtaken by 2 AI. Initially, even after, let's see, the first 2 corners, car feels more grippy. I've got AI, oh!
Race car's out, we're under caution, stay behind, Jordan.
There we go, okay, so
No.
I've caused an accident there, totally my fault, because I started moving over, but what we can do now is the safety car apparently is coming out. So let's have a look at what the safety car does. Before we do that, I'm getting some reports here. Hang on. From you guys watching in the stream that the game video is not smooth, it's stuttering. Right. Okay, right, before I go any further, let's sort that out. I've got an idea what that might be. Bear with me, folks. I have changed some settings recently. So let's just let's go and have a look in here what I've got everything set to. Aha. Right, we really want that on full screen, so let's bear with me, folks. I think I may have changed my monitor settings, so I'm just going to close the game down for a second. Bear with me. We'll go to our Nvidia control panel and see if the refresh rate's not set right. So I've been changing all sorts of things recently to try and get the VR and OBS to work together. Sadly, that's not yet happened. So there should be, let's open up Automobilista 2 again. Here we go. What I might do is go out on just a quick test run on one of the test days to see if it's running smooth, and you guys will be able to notify me of that. Right, where's the sim gone? There we are. Okay, so yeah, let's go out in this just quickly on a test run. So if you want to tell me, and thank you very much for letting me know about the stuttering, let me know what happens as I go out in this car here. Hopefully it's nothing to do with my bit rate. I've got it set at the usual 4,000, so it should be okay.
That's the end of the session.
Okay, folks. So let me know what are we getting nice and smooth, or are we stutter? From what I can see, it looks like it might still be stuttering a little bit. Yeah, that does look stuttery, doesn't it? The game doesn't, but I can see on the feed that it is. So let's go. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Let's figure out why that is. So I'll get my OBS up here. Hey there, Roy. And thank you, Sim Curves, for letting me know. Right, let's have a look at my... Sorry about this. Let's have a look at the OBS settings. What's our output? We're on the normal encoder. Right, let's turn that off. And right, okay, that should have applied a change. It does seem to be, doesn't it? Right, let's just jump back in. And let's have a look now. Oh, OBS has not been my friend recently, I have to say. I'm going to have to go back to... I can't see the little YouTube window over the top of the game now, so let's just pop it into borderless again. Okay. Restart. Hopefully this is something very simple. He says. Hoping. Okay, opening up the sim again. So yeah, our settings in OBS are really as they should be. Oh, 1 second, I've got a knock at the door. Back in a moment. Well, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. People knocking at doors. Dearie me, that was a bit of a run around. So let's get this stream up and running. If after what I've done we still get stutters, I might have to restart the stream. So here we go. Right, let that load up. We're not getting any encoder overloads going on here at the moment, so that's a good sign.
That's the end of the session, P1.
It is absolutely boiling in here. I've got to tell you, it's really hot here today. Right, so let's encoding overload. Right, we do have an encoding overload. I have no idea what that is, because everything should be the same as we've always had it set. Might have an idea of what that bit might be. Right, folks, what I'm going to have to do is stop the stream and restart it. So thanks everyone for all your help. I'm going to end the stream here and then restart, hopefully with a nice smooth video. Back in 5 minutes. Sorry about this. See you in 5.